Hey guys, it's Thaddeus. So some people have asked me why they should take or why they might want to take or try out Qualia from Neurohacker. So one of the things that I always recommend for people that are new to nootropics, so nootropics, newbies, is to actually use a product like Qualia that's a formulated product already put into capsules. So again, when you get Qualia, you get step 1 and step 2. They come in these beautiful little capsules here, which you can then ingest very simply. You take a certain number of step 1, a certain number of step 2. Everything is done for you. All the ingredients here are created in a synergistic format. So they've got nootropics, choline donors, they've got adaptogenic herbs, they've got neurovitamins and minerals. So all these things that they put in there are designed to improve neurocapability, cognitive function, in a way to be synergistic with each other in just the right amounts that they have shown to be the most effective. So when you're new to starting up to nootropics, you can do it the way I started out, which can be really frustrating and confusing for newbies. So you go out to random places on the internet and purchase bulk powders that may or may not look like illicit drugs that hopefully, it's got a really cool chemical symbol on here, if you can see that. So this is probably supposed to be the aniracetam compound that they've listed. I don't really know if it is. It does look pretty close to being what aniracetam would be. But how do I know that's what's really in here? And then once I get this, how much do I take? So you've got to really do your research. And okay, now I'll know I'm going to take 750 milligrams of this. How do you do that, right? So then you go out and you have to pretend you're not a drug dealer and get one of these microgram scales that you would weigh your illicit substances on so that you can weigh your nootropics. So you get one of these. Now, this scale is a microgram scale, so it weighs very small quantities. I love to weigh things in glass so I can see what I'm doing, and I've got a big work surface. It's too heavy for the scale. So if I put this on, it maxes the scale out, and I can't weigh anything else. So I've got to use some things that are super light and plastic. So I put this on, okay, and then I tear it. This is all pretty simple. Now I'm going to weigh out exactly what I need. 750 milligrams. If you've never done this, I used to be a laboratory chemist. I worked in research and development in pharmaceuticals for 10 years. I know how to weigh quantities and I can eyeball it really closely. But to most people, 750 milligrams, I don't know. How much does that weigh? Do you have any idea? So you really trial and error. You just start putting powders into these things and how much does that weigh? So I'm going to look, and that weighs 25.25 grams, so that's 250 milligrams. So not only do you need to know, let me bring you around here so you can see this. Not only do you need to know that 0.25 grams is equivalent to 250 milligrams. That's not really that hard to figure out, but it is something you have to know because it doesn't just necessarily read in milligrams. Okay, so I've got 250 milligrams. I want 750 milligrams. Okay, so I got to keep going. So that's not quite enough. I'm going to put a little more in there. Don't want to put too much and then have to put it all back. I'm going to put that in. Okay, now up to 0.67 grams, that's 670 milligrams. Put a little more in. Now I'm at 690 milligrams. Okay, I've got to keep going. Now maybe you're getting ready for work, your kids are running around, maybe you don't have kids. This does take a little bit of time. 720 milligrams, I'm almost there. 760, 750 milligrams, perfect, 0.75 grams. I've done it. I've got the aniracetam that I'm going to take for the morning. I love to combine aniracetam with fat. It's a fat-soluble substance, so combining it with fat. Okay, we've got some brain octane, and I've got a whole bunch of powder. I've got to take all of that. Okay, so the way I do it is I'm going to pour it into my cup. I want to get all of it. It's not cheap stuff. Okay, aniracetam is in there. I'm going to add a little bit of brain octane. This one's unopened. I'm not going to open it, but I'll add, you know, a teaspoon of brain octane. I'll swirl it around. That's not enough to really drink from, and you're going to leave a lot on the side. So then I will pour a whole bunch of water on top of that. I'm going to get an oily, slick mess on the top. I'm going to swirl it around, and I'm going to drink it. And it is a bit bitter. A lot of these nootropic compounds are pretty bitter. So then I'm going to pour more water in and swirl around to make sure I get all the little dredges and residual, and I'll drink that down. It's okay. I mean, I don't mind. I'll try to hold it under my tongue for a while, as long as I possibly can, and then I'll swallow the rest of it with some more water or my morning coffee. So that's okay. The other way you can do this is you can actually buy, you know, gelatin capsules. So if you guys can see those, these, again, you know, you fill your own. So these are empty. So I have to now take each one of these, and man, I mean, some people probably buy like these little holders. They can probably fit these in, and you stick them in all little holes, and you got a whole bunch of them, and then you just take your nootropic and you pour in the exact right amount. So you want to do it on your microgram or milligram scale. So again, now I know that this amount that was in here, 750 milligrams, there's a little bit left. Now I've got to get that into here if I want to take it in a capsule. This is really tricky here. All right, you know, that's not even going to work. I'm just going to pour it in. I'm going to keep going. And you can see, you know, this is probably going to fill up 2 full capsules for what I've got here. And it's going to take a really long time to do it. That's often how people take nootropics. Now, Qualia has Noopept in it. Noopept is even more interesting. The ideal dose of Noopept, I believe, is 30 micrograms. Let me look at the package. It might even say. This says 10 milligrams. That kind of seems like a lot. So I think it's 30 milligrams, not micrograms. We just took aniracetam, which was, this is 750 milligrams right here, plus what I left over in here. I want 10 milligrams. 10. So they give you this little spoon. I want you guys to see this. You know, maybe you can see that. This thing is tiny. On this really long scoop. I've got to take this little tiny scoop, and that's about 10 milligrams of Noopept. That's how much I want to take. So these, by the way, are supposed to be accurate. Dude, don't believe that. They are not accurate. Weight is the best way when you're taking nootropics to make sure you are doing this accurately. So I would open up my bag of Noopept, and I would take out this, you can taste that powder, it's pretty bitter. And I would take out just enough Noopept. And man, this is so, I don't even think I would put it in water. I would just put it right under my tongue and leave it under there until I just automatically swallow that stuff. And whew, that is really bitter. If you hold it on your tongue, it's not going to be so bad. But, you know, you've got these tiny little scoops. You've got all this stuff. You've got, and so this is just Noopept and aniracetam. Then you want to add your choline donors. This is citrulline, which, man, if I just take certain choline sources, I'm really choline dominant, they say, and it just makes my jaw so stiff, like I'm clenching it. And I'm like, why am I so stressed? It's not stress, it's just this choline can do that. So then you got to weigh out your choline. And then if you want your vitamins and minerals, and you want your adaptogenic herbs, you've got to brew those into some hot water, like a tea. I mean, there's so many things that you would be doing here just to match what you would get in a already created stack. I highly recommend this, even for advanced nootropic users. This is really my go-to product for right now. I will still experiment with all these because I enjoy it and I want to find the effects. If you're a hardcore biohacker, you really want to get into nootropics, you're just going to have to buy the powders and you're going to have to get the right scale and you're going to have to play around and see how it works. But if you just want easy, you're a busy professional, you're a newbie, you just want to try nootropics and see the impact, buy the pre-built stacks. especially the Qualia product right now. This is just the highest quality product, the most epic stack that I have tried out on the market right now, and I highly recommend that be the way you go rather than trying to mess around with all this and get frustrated and give up on it. So start here, move to all of this is my suggestion. Until next time, guys, it's Thaddeus.